Hey everyone, welcome to Press Pause Channel Surf Game of Thrones.
Got,
as the kids call it on the street. Hashtag got.
Yep.
And this is now, we're 3 episodes in. Shit's hitting the fan. Everything's happening so fast. People who have never met are meeting. People who haven't seen each other for since season 1 are coming together.
a lot of reunions this year.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of reunions and a lot of finally they're meeting.
Right.
And I say let's just jump right in.
Well, probably the meeting that everyone's been waiting for a long, long time. We all knew it was coming, really, since probably day one.
Yeah.
And we have it.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Jon Snow and Daenerys, they meet finally for the first time. Fire and Ice. A lot of people speculate that's why it's called A Song of Fire and Ice, because those two are going to come together. And it doesn't go as smoothly as we
all thought
it would go.
It makes perfect sense, though. He has something she wants, and then she needs him. They both need each other. Team up.
It also makes sense that they don't want to do that, because it's they both don't know each other, you know? It's just she doesn't trust him because she doesn't know him. So he's like, White Walkers are coming, and she's like, okay, those things don't exist. And he doesn't trust her because it's the Mad King was crazy. So they both got trust issues, but where they mutually agree is with Tyrion. You know, they trust Tyrion, and Tyrion is really pushing for this union of them together and stuff. So she basically wants Jon to bow the knee, and Jon's like, no, I'm not gonna bow the knee.
What we find is the motive that they have is that Jon desperately needs her and her dragon and her armies to fight the White Walkers. He even says, I don't care about what's going on. We're all children fighting this game. None of it really matters. We all have one common enemy.
Which is what I've said since season 1 is they're all just fucking fighting over the throne. It's the White Walkers are the real problem, which is what Jon says again, you know, he's basically we have to set aside our differences and fight these it's the army of the dead, which is nuts.
Which is interesting, because I completely forgot that Tyrion doesn't even know what's happening with the White Walkers.
No.
Daenerys, they've been so focused on building their army and making their way towards Westeros, they don't even know what's happening over there.
Yeah, Tyrion and Jon Snow coming back together, and they haven't seen each other since season 1.
Probably
you know,
the first episode.
Yeah, the first episode.
Pissing off the wall.
Yeah, since you went to the wall, and he even says to him when they meet again on the cliffs, he's like, hey, you know, you said you don't believe in this stuff. He's like, yeah, but I believe in you, and I believe what you see, you know?
Right. So,
with Jon and Tyrion, it's he trusts Jon Snow. The Onion Knight stands up for Jon to Daenerys, and basically because she has this long title and it's all this stuff that she's done. She's like, who are you, Jon Snow? And then he's just like, look, he's done this, this, and this. And I think she sees in him, the Onion Knight, that's whoa, this guy is telling the truth, you know? He believes in this guy, you know, in Jon Snow, the King of the North.
What he kind of is breaking down for her is that, you know, she being maybe the rightful heir to Westeros, and she should be the rightful queen, whereas Jon, he's a bastard. He has no claim to anything, yet all these people trust him. All these people want him to be king. They told him to be king, and that's why you should listen to him.
Tyrion also convinces Jon, he's like, hey, go out at a different angle, talk to people around, find out about her, and get people to know about you. So they come together again, Jon and her, and basically she agrees to give him the
Dragon Glass.
Not only Dragon Glass, yeah, which is the most important part, which is the weapon that can kill the White Walkers.
Well, she's kind of warming up to him a little bit.
Well, I think she believes, even though they don't see eye to eye, and he's still not going to bend the knee, she believes that what he thinks is real. And so Tyrion poses it okay, if they're going to be our enemies, fine, but let them go do this, you know? If there is White Walkers, let them go fight it, and if there's not, it's who cares about Dragon's Glass? You know?
Right.
It doesn't matter.
Similar to the way, you know, when Davos stood up for Jon and kind of gave Khaleesi his resume, Jon's resume of everything he's done and why you should believe in him and trust him, Tyrion does the same thing with Jon for Daenerys. He kind of tells her everything she's been through, everything she's done. Mm-hmm. She's a good person. You know, she freed all the slaves. She wanted to save those people. She didn't just storm straight for Westeros.
Right.
So she may be acting like a spoiled little girl and entitled, saying oh, this is mine, where in reality she really took her time, and she only made the move when it was the right time. When everyone on the other side of the world was saved and in good hands, that's when she made her move. And he tells Jon, he's understand that you're a stranger to her. This is new for her also. She's just as skeptical of you as you are of her. You gotta give her a chance. And that's kind of when he goes and talks to her. He talks to Daenerys again in the room and tells her what Jon's looking for in the Dragon Glass.
Other things I want to talk about Dragonstone is it varies, you know, is pretty interesting with Melisandre. So, she basically doesn't even want to see Jon Snow. And Varys is kind of if you come back you might die. Which I felt like he was kind of threatening her, you know, kind of like, I'm gonna get you killed, don't come back here again, I don't like you.
He thought it was strange that she was pushing so hard for her to make this alliance with Jon, and now she won't even be there to greet her. We know why. He banished her at the end of the last season. She said, I don't want to see you again, I was gonna kill you, and there she is showing up.
Varys, though, like, he's still kind of like a mystery, you know, like, he has this story, we know it's true, eunuchs, and he's seen magic and stuff like that, but we still don't know his, like, 100% agenda. But I kind of got a weird vibe that, like, she was hinting at he's more than we know as well. If they actually get word from Varys that, you know, the plan has gone really bad. Right. You know, the plan with the sand snakes and Euron has basically destroyed them. Yeah, and then killed all the fleets. So she's shocked to hear about this. Tyrion is kind of mad his plan went badly. Right. Grey Worm and the Unsullied are just, like, are going in to get Castle Rock. And then Tyrion actually said he used to smuggle in whores. He has a secret sewer that his dad put him in charge, and that's how they break in.
Right, because he says that this is a fortress. No one will ever break through Castle Rock, and we see them, you know, putting up the ladders and trying to get through, and they're struggling. He says that many men are going to die, and Tyrion's narrating this whole thing.
Yeah, it's like Ocean's 11 where you do the heist thing.
I thought that was pretty cool how he was doing that. But like you said, he does say how his father put him in charge of the sewers, didn't care. He thought that was beneath him, and that was perfect for Tyrion. Tyrion had his secret little passage that Grey Worm and the rest of his men get through, and that's how they break through into Castle Rock.
Yeah, and the cool part about that is, like, the best line was, like, the reason why they're win is because they're fighting for someone they believe in, where the Lannister people just fight because they're
afraid of
they don't really believe in it. They win, but the problem is Grey Worm notices that there's, like, it's empty. There's the Lannisters are not here, not all of them. It was a smaller army because they have a huge army, and then he looks out on the sea, and it's Euron's men. They're basically taking out Unsullied's ships.
Cersei is 100 steps ahead of Tyrion at this point because she knew that's exactly what they were going to do.
Yeah, I think that's Jaime, who's now the head of Cersei's, like, army, basically doing all the strategic moves, has learned a lot from losing, and he mentions that later. But he's constantly, like, so far, like, doing way better than Tyrion's been doing.
The Lannisters are winning so far. Like, so far this season, they haven't really done much wrong.
Yeah, exactly. We go to King's Landing. And at King's Landing, Euron is basically dragging the Sand Snakes and, well, the mother of the Sand Snake and the one daughter who survived.
Valyria's Sand.
Yeah. And Theon's sister, yeah. And then, so he's dragging them through the streets, and the people of King's Landing are just such dicks. They're just spitting at him, they're throwing him.
They love drama.
Yeah. But to me, like, when Tyrion was like, let's not burn down King's Landing because, you know, there's innocence there, I'm always like, every time we see King's Landing,
those King's Landians jerks.
They're jerks. Yeah. They're horrible. They throw poo. They shame people. Like, whoever's in power, they just, like, it's like, ugh.
First they mocked Cersei last year. Now they're mocking Ilaria. What's inside of them?
They're terrible people. I'm just saying, let the dragons burn all that down. See, Cersei is, like, super ecstatic. She's like, you win the war, you get all your dreams. Basically, because he wants to marry her, and he's, you know, like, he's like, here, I got you these gifts. And she's like, okay, you're on my side now, but we still have to win the war. You win me the war, then you get what you want. Which, of course, Cersei lies, you know. Jaime is really jealous and is like, what the fuck? He wants to marry you. I'm in love with you. And then Euron is standing next to Jaime, and they have, like, a crazy exchange, which is like
mocking Jaime.
It's basically like, I'm gonna fuck your sister. I know you fuck her. Like, how does she like it? Does she like a thumb in the butt? And like Jaime's just like, holy fuck! You see the rage in his eyes.
But he holds it in.
He holds it in because he has to, because they're in front of everyone. You can't just attack this thing. But I had a problem with this because it's like, I feel like then he would tell his sister, like, we don't know, maybe they did, but they don't show it. Like, hey, this guy is like a dick, and like totally said he wants to, like, you know, fuck you hard, and like he doesn't respect you or love you or whatever. Yeah, so the gift that Euron brought Cersei is the Sand Snakes, and that's a pretty fucked up thing. Brings her down to the dungeon.
Well, she locks up Ilaria and her daughter, and she's basically just telling her, why did you kill Myrcella? Like, why did you do that? And of course, naturally, she brings up Oberyn and fighting the mountain and saying, you know, that was Ilaria's way, I'm assuming, of getting revenge on Cersei and the Lannisters for killing Oberyn, who she loved. And
who was a badass.
Yeah, he was awesome. We saw last season where she, you know, kisses Myrcella goodbye, and then a few hours later on the ship with Jaime, she starts bleeding and dies.
Yep.
So we know it was Ilaria who poisoned Myrcella.
Yeah.
Cersei wants revenge.
Yep.
That was the gift. She wanted justice for killing.
This is a fucked up scene because you don't know how she's gonna kill these two. Like, Cersei is like, she's pure evil now, and like I was like, oh, she's like, I can have the mountain like crush your head or crush your daughter's head, but that's too fast and stuff. And I was like, oh shit, she's just gonna slice the little girl's neck, you know?
I thought
like,
any moment.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. But nope, Cersei's even more fucked up than we can even imagine.
Uses the same poison.
But then, a little bit of a twist, she's gonna let her rot in front of her mom in a cell, keep the mom alive, feed her if she won't eat, they're force feed her, keep the lights on, and she just has to look at her daughter like wither away and question all her decisions. Fucked up. We then see Jaime taking off his hand, he's later, he's mad, and we see Cersei come in and just like sleeps with him, gives him what, which I think again is now, Cersei doesn't really love Jaime, she just kind of like manipulates everyone to get what she wants, and she knows how to manipulate Jaime, and it's through his heart. So she goes to him, she senses that he's mad, she has sex with him, and then he's feeling a lot better, and then a handmaiden girl like comes to say someone's here, and she's just like, I don't even care if you see anymore. She doesn't even care if people find out their brothers and they're fucking.
Because she's the queen.
She's the queen.
Who cares?
Yeah.
She has so much confidence. You start saying how, why doesn't Jaime say anything? Like, in a sense, he's just kind of, I don't know, for lack of a better word, whip. I mean, that's what I think. He just loves Cersei so much, he doesn't want to hurt her.
Then Cersei meets with, from Sherlock, it's Minecraft.
Right.
What is he doing there? Minecraft is there.
Mark Gatiss, I love him.
Yeah, Sherlock's brother. And basically, the people who control the money, which is the Iron Bank, and we find out that basically King's Landing and all the kings, like, they owe all this money to the banks. Like, the banks had a lot of problems. So the banks, like, we want our money, we bet on winners. And then Cersei's like, I'll get you your money end of day. Trust me. We go back to Winterfell, and Sansa's there. She's now in charge, and she's basically doing a pretty good job. You know, like, she's walking around with freaking Littlefinger
in her ear, though.
Yeah, whispering nonsense. Another knock on the door, and it's
Arya.
Not
Arya. I thought it was gonna be Arya, but
I thought it was gonna be Arya too.
It was our friend Bran. He made his way down from the wall.
Yeah, and he's very different now. Bran's like, he's like, I've seen some shit, sister. Because he's the third eye raven. Now he no longer cares about this realm because he sees everything. He's the third eye raven.
Time is happening all at once for him.
Yeah, and so in a weird messed up scene, they go under their father's tree, the old gods. Yeah, it was a little messed up. He tells her about the wedding night where she was like raped and your horrific experience.
Right.
And then
she's trying to understand, like, what's the three-headed raven? What does this mean? He doesn't want to really explain to it because he's a new man, and he tells her about the wedding night. Why choose that? Kind of, I guess, to prove to her that he does see.
Well, I think that it shows that he can read minds now, basically.
Yeah, but why that?
She was thinking that because it's like it haunts her still, so it's snowing, and it's
thinking that at that location, that's where they got married.
Yes, subconsciously. Yeah, exactly. And that's why he said all that, because he knows it all, and she didn't tell him. And it freaks her out. She's like, I'm gonna go.
But he's like, you look beautiful in your dress. Like, what a creep. Why would he say that to her?
So, back at Sam's terrible job, we see that the treatment that he snuck the previous episode to Jorah actually worked.
It worked,
yeah. And Jorah's healed. Yeah, it's crazy.
No more of those weird scars.
Sam's maester, the guy above him, is like, how did this happen? Sam, you did this, you know. He lets Jorah go. He's like, you're free to leave. And Jorah thanks Sam. He's like, thanks for saving my life. He's gonna go back to Daenerys and like fight for her because she basically told him like find this cure, and he did.
He said he wasn't going to until it was her who told him to do so.
Yeah, and then Sam's like, well, don't worry about it. Your dad saved me many times. You know, your father was a great man.
They had a nice, their handshake was pretty emotional.
I was shocked he shook his hand. I was like, I'm not gonna touch that guy. Like, sure, you just scraped all that stuff up, but like any lingering virus.
But see, that showed like
Sam trusts.
Friend. He likes Jorah. He trusts Jorah. Jorah trusts Sam.
I'm just saying, like, if you scrape something out there, like, there's some lingering stuff there, like, but I guess Sam knows those books. And
if you were just cured of Grayskull, I would shake your hand.
Really? Oh man, you took a big risk.
I'm glad to see Jorah's back to full strength.
Yeah, and then, so the Maester takes Sam and, like, you're gonna come to my office and I'm gonna scold you. But then he's like, good job, Sam. You actually saved a man's life. I should have, people haven't done this for years. What'd you do? He's like, I read the book, dude. Yeah. And then he's like, okay, well, I'm not gonna get you expelled, but, like, here's your punishment is, like, these old-ass books, like, rewrite all of them. And they have book mites, which are things that eat flesh, which I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, see, I was always wondering, how do they preserve, Shakespeare's old books, and now they just rewrite them? It's that simple.
Rewrite them. The next time we see Jaime was like when Grey Worm realizes that, there's all the Lannisters are not here. Where are they? We
see their army, how massive the Lannister army is, and I'm like, oh crap, Grey Worm's in trouble. They're in Highgarden.
Yeah.
They're nowhere near Castle.
Going for
our favorite old lady, Elena Tyrell.
As soon as I saw the banners, I knew who it was. And the old lady is out looking at it, and it's like, not looking good.
Which is another way that, they outsmarted Tyrion in his plan of, they thought that they were going to go after Castle Rock. Jaime basically says Castle Rock is useless, plus they're not going to be able to hold it for too long anyway.
Yep.
And I was really happy to see Bronn come back. We got one final shot of him on the horse with Jaime. I'm actually curious is that, when he finds out that what Tyrion's been up to, whose side is Bronn going to take?
She brings up you learn from your mistakes, because Robb Stark had done the same thing to Jaime, the trick where it's like you think you're going one way but they go a different way. She and Jaime have this moment where she knows she's dead, so then she's like, let's have a talk about Cersei, and she literally just tells Jaime, look, I've done some fucked up shit in my life, I've killed people always for my family. Cersei is on a different level. This girl is the plague. She is toxic. She is not going to stop. And Jaime's like, doesn't matter how, he's so blind that he's like, it doesn't matter how we win. Once we win, there will be peace. And she's like, do you think there will ever be peace with Cersei? She doesn't say that, but she's just like, come on, man. You think there's not going to be another person that Cersei wants to kill or murder, or even after she's won all this, people won't come after her? It's always going to go on with Cersei. She is bad to the core, and she is a terrible person. She only cares about herself and power.
And I think Jaime does know that, but like we were saying earlier, that he's blinded by her, or since he's not ready to let go of her yet.
He tells her, he's like, I am in love, and I am too far now. It's like, I'm at this point now. I'm leading her armies. It's like, it is too far. But is it? You're right. Maybe he changes. Let's all hope that Jaime gets the redemption that he deserves, but will he? Who knows? Maybe he'll be the one that finally stabs Cersei in the back like he did Mad King. Or maybe he's just going to trudge on in this foolish endeavor of his and for love, and then
be brought down with her.
Or killed way before Cersei. And I think this might be the thing that changes Jaime.
So Jaime is telling, she's saying oh, how are you going to do it? Take a knife or a sword and stab me. He says, Cersei wanted to do it multiple ways. They're all pretty brutal and savage. I talked her out of it. We just poised a little bit of poison in her wine, which I thought was pretty awesome. She's just like, whatever, just boom, drinks it.
Yeah, but no, it also shows that Jaime has compassion. He doesn't want to be all brutal like Cersei is. And then
it was awesome. She just drank the poison.
Yeah, she was like, fuck it. She knows she's dead, and then it is a good way out, better than getting stabbed or dragged through the streets. Of King's Landing, getting poop thrown on you or spit on you. They throw poop. But she tells him, speaking of poison, when I saw your son, Joffrey, wither up and die, it was horrible. But I want you to know, before I leave this planet, tell Cersei was the one that did it. And this is crazy because the reason why everything happened to Tyrion, his brother, is because Cersei said that he did it, and she believed it no matter what.
That entire season 4 was them just torturing Tyrion because they thought he was the one who killed Joffrey. He picked up the glass after Joffrey died.
And now, without a shadow of a doubt, there's no reason for her to lie. Jaime knows it's true. And it's shocking to him because it's like, one, it makes him see holy shit, maybe my sister isn't always right, and I can't trust her. Her hate is so blind, it's made us turn against our own brother, who's now on the opposite side of us fighting. And then two, it's like Tyrion was telling the truth.
Right. Well, Tyrion did say before he left that he didn't kill Joffrey, and I think in that sense, when he did, Jaime believed him, but now it's confirmation.
It's confirmation.
He can
you can see it in his eyes, though, that he's like, oh shit, this is the truth, and Tyrion was telling the truth. It's 100% confirmed, and whether or not he goes and tells Cersei, it doesn't matter, though. Cersei still hates Tyrion. Right. It's not going to change anything with Cersei, but is it enough to change something with Jaime? That's the thing, and they end on that note, which is pretty interesting.
And another thing I thought that was, a great way for her to go out and just kind of get one last at him. At Jaime is, he shows her compassion. He doesn't brutally kill her, just gives her the poison, lets her die painless, like he says. And she, like you were saying, talks about how Joffrey was foaming at the mouth, his face was turning purple in front of all those people, and basically saying like, haha, you showed me mercy, I didn't show your son mercy. And like, that's what you get. That was definitely like a jab at one, not just Cersei, but at Jaime too. Or some revelations, things we already knew, but now that we got to see Jaime, like you were saying, Jaime knows, and how is he going to take this information? What is he going to do with the information? And is he going to learn the path of good?
Yeah, is he gonna change his ways? I mean, like, I think with Game of Thrones, you never know. Like, but let's hope, because I think Jaime, out of anyone that we saw in this episode, deserves redemption. Right. He's become a better person. He's done some messed up stuff, though, and he continues to do messed up stuff. I'm not saying he should like live a happy life, but I think that he can go to the side of good right before he gets off.
Another ally of Daenerys is gone. You know, she was an ally of Daenerys. We saw her there last week talking to her, was telling Daenerys, advising her.
Oh yeah, she's lost all of them. The Sand Snakes, and then now her.
The Greyjoys.
Yeah, now the Greyjoys.
Screwed. So I mean, who does she have left?
Dragons.
She has no choice now but to side with Jon.
Yeah, and ride those dragons all over the place.
And she said she wants to.
And they wouldn't let her because they were like, it's too dangerous.
Because she's crazy. Riding dragons.
I'm excited to see where this goes, and we'll be here to recap every episode for you.
Until the end.
Until the end. Thank you so much for watching Press Pause Channel Surf. Like, subscribe, comment about your theories and what we got wrong, or if we got everything right. We're just strictly on point. And as usual, we launched a separate channel called The Farm. It's all about Destiny. If you like the video game Destiny, check that out. Thank you so much for watching.